Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Mic check,
There.
1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Alright, so, hello everyone. We're going to do a brief playthrough of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2, to be more specific. Just going to be testing out like the Restream software. Make sure it all it runs well and doesn't lag too much.
Hello, everyone. We're going to do a brief.
So let's see. I think we're going to do cold stream. It's been a while since I played through cold stream. Oh dear. That looks much better. Hey, Zero! We're playing Left 4 Dead 2, one of my favorite first-person shooters. So, mainly, this is just another stream test. I'm trying out the Restream multistream hardwares to see if I can stream simultaneously on both YouTube and Twitch. And last time I played the PC recomp of Star Fox 64, and so this time I'm trying something that should be, in theory, more hardware intensive, the Left 4 Dead 2. You know, just to make sure that there isn't too many frame drops, that things are, you know, consistent and playable. Of course, now that I think about it, probably Left 4 Dead 2 is probably more optimized than the PC recomp of Star Fox 64. So, actually, this might not be as hardware intensive, but it's still more modern, and wanted to give this a try. Like I said, if all the tests go well, I'm hoping to maybe stream more often on the regular. You know, maybe be kind of like, you know, like Jetter or some other people I follow that stream. Well, I'm glad that that you're able to enjoy this at your workplace. You know, I kind of wish I had a workplace that would allow me to you know, to listen to streams and stuff. Unfortunately, my temp job at the shoe store doesn't really allow for that. In fact, I'm going to have to probably end the stream in a little bit just so I can go to work. But I was trying to fit this in today, so here we are. Now, I know that Coldstream is generally one of the more disliked maps in Left 4 Dead, but I always felt like it's kind of a pretty decent map myself. It's kind of different, and I always kind of consider it to be, well, at least in my opinion, almost like a prequel to the rest of the campaign. Even though I think some people that are very into like the continuity of the Left 4 Dead has kind of disproved that. Hello, Omegas. I'm doing pretty well. Of course, I'm playing Left 4 Dead 2 in full screen, so I can't really see the chat too well, but, you know, so if I'm slow to respond, that's why. Which way am I supposed to go? It's been so long since I played this. Yes, it does. This was actually, this map, Coldstream, was actually a map that was part of an official map contest that Valve held to make whatever was the winning map an official map for Left 4 Dead 2. And this is the one that won. And of course, a lot of fans felt like there was other maps that were far more deserving of the win, but this is the one that won. Me too, Omegas. I've always really liked Left 4 Dead. I do have a slight preference to Left 4 Dead 1. I think I just kind of like the art style and tone of that one a little bit more. But gameplay-wise, they made a lot of gameplay improvements in Left 4 Dead 2. Well, Bill's probably my favorite Left 4 Dead character. And probably Nick or Coach is probably my favorite Left 4 Dead 2 character. Which way am I supposed to go again? This is what happens when you don't play a map for I don't know, 8 years, you kind of forget where to go. Is it this way? Okay, yeah, this is the way to go. Oh, I really do like Francis and Zoe as well. Left 4 Dead 1 just had a really good ensemble cast.
Okay, I'm opening the door.
Ow. I'm glad that the mic sounds good. Thanks for letting me know, Zero. I'm hoping with these streams I might be able to grow my channel more and, you know, maybe eventually maybe even have like some screen goals and stream goals and maybe even a donation page or something. Hold 1 second, I'll be right back. Hello? Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had a phone call I had to deal with. Oh, I appreciate that, Zero. You're a fun person to have on streams. You know, I've always held the opinion that the Source engine is probably one of my favorite engines to play games in. Of course, I know from people that have worked with the Source engine that it's quite a pain to actually make a game engine in. But I just really like how Source engine games look and feel. I just think its graphics hold up really well. And I just really like how the games, you know, like how games feel, how they play, how the physics work. And not only that, but they're not usually like over bloated with like filters and DLRSS and bloom and, you know, all sorts of other things that seems to really bog down and wash out a lot of modern games. So, is the game audio sounding alright? I know that I've kind of turned down the game audio because it was, you know, too loud last time I streamed, but just want to make sure it's not too quiet now, that you can hear both the game and my voice just fine.
Holy shit, that thing's riding him! Reloading.
That's cool. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. You know, striking the right kind of audio balance is always a challenge. I should know just from editing videos, I always seem to have a difficulty striking the right audio balance. And it's even harder when you're doing a live stream, because you can't really do playback too much. Now, funny enough, this actual map ran into some legal issue because when this map was submitted for the contest and won, it later turned out that the modder that made this map included like some copyrighted material and other things within the files, and so sometime after it got officially added to Left 4 Dead 2, Valve actually had to go back and basically rework a big portion of this map, and also strip out some of the files that would have, well, gotten them into legal trouble. It was also part of the reason why I believe they never did another official map contest after this one, even though originally at the time they were thinking about doing some more. Yeah, it's kind of funny when you start doing research on what kind of voice actors do what, and you'll start coming across that like some of the same voice actors are like they play different characters across various games, especially when it turns out like more than once it's like your favorite characters. So, some of my future plans for streaming is I think I might do some live streams of Left 4 Dead. I think I might do some live streams on Nintendo 64 games. Probably some of the Star Fox games, obviously. I am probably thinking about doing Paper Mario. The one on the 64, because that's one of my all-time favorite games. I might do some live streams on tower defense games. I like the Kingdom Rush franchise, for example. I've beat most of all of them, but that doesn't mean I can't play them again for stream. How come this barrel isn't blowing up?
Ammo.
There, fine. I might also bite the bullet and actually do streams of, more modern and more popular games, like, I don't know, maybe Undertale and Deltarune, maybe. I've never actually played those games, although I certainly had a blast watching Jenner play it. But yeah, things to probably expect on my channel. If on what I live stream is probably going to be a lot of like old games, some retro games, and probably some first-person shooters, and of course 3D platformers if I can get them to run, and maybe a few RPGs here or there. Yeah, he is. He is a very enjoyable and funny person to watch. Well, I'm certainly not going to be the same as Jetter. I certainly hope that I'll be enjoyable streaming content too. Well, I think that way will kill you. I need to go in here. One of the things that's cool is the water effects in here, where you can see all the water rushing down. Oh, the stairwell and stuff. I just thought this was such a cool visual effect. One of the games I think would be kind of fun for me to stream sometime would maybe be Oregon Trail 2 for the Windows 95. I used to have that as a kid, and that one is probably one of the best versions of Oregon Trail out there. I think with the right environment, I could probably turn that into a very hilarious live stream. But of course, I've never really figured out how to get old Windows 95 games to work on something as new as Windows 10. I'd have to look into that. Also, in other news for me, I made a soft announcement of my Star Fox webcomic project on the Star Fox Reddit today. I'm hoping that'll maybe attract some more people for my project. Like more writers and artists and stuff. I definitely need more artists, especially like inkers and colorists and stuff, but pencilers I'll certainly need too. More hands I have, the faster I can get the comic made. I'd certainly like to get the first issue out within, the next year or so. Yes. Yeah, it's been the Star Fox comic has been a dream of mine since I was in the first grade. And I've always wanted a comic series comic book series on Star Fox, something akin to like, Archie Sonic or the Dark Horse Star Wars comics. The stuff I grew up with in the 90s. Because I feel like that franchise would really lend itself to a comic book. And of course, that never happened, so I'm doing it myself. It's been very fun. I find that writing comic books is a lot of fun as opposed to writing regular prose. But it's certainly a lot of work, and one of the toughest parts is that it has to be kind of a volunteer project, at least for the time being, and trying to get everybody on the same page, getting people to do stuff. I mean, it's a large undertaking. And of course, it's also been a learning process. I've been having to learn as I work. But yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting because honestly, I don't, there's some cool Star Fox fan projects out there, but never one that's been like a comic book. And if it turns out good enough where it'll be kind of compared to the same kind of degree as like Event Horizon or Fox in Space, I think that'd be quite an accomplishment. And well, also if I get a big enough team and I have the time for it, I might want to look into doing some fan comics for other franchises. Like maybe Mario or maybe Sonic, maybe Metroid. Or maybe some actual indie comic books. I certainly have a lot of ideas. In fact, that's something I've always had, is ideas. What are some of my favorite movies I'd like to watch? Well, I like war movies. I like science fiction films. I like movies based off of historical events, especially if they're done well. Probably some of my favorite films is like Mel Gibson's We Were Soldiers, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I really liked. Uh-oh. I really liked. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. I really liked some of the comic book movies. I really liked 300. I really liked Spider-Man 2. I really liked the first and second Captain America films. Oh, I am so tempted to bring that, but I know that you can't replenish that ammo. I think I'll stick to this gun, because at least you can zoom in with it. Coach, get out of my way. Well, if you wouldn't stay in my way, I wouldn't have to shoot through your shoulder. Another movie of mine that's a favorite is an old movie from the 60s called Zulu, and another one from the 50s called Pork Chop Hill. I also like some mystery films. I used to be a big fan of the Thin Man series from the 1930s and 40s. Or we could just shut the door on them. So, Omegas, what are some of your favorite movies? You know, another game that's one of my favorites is, of course, the Half-Life series. I think I better go with the M16. Of course, I never... Of course, I doubt Half-Life will ever really see a conclusion. I was actually one of the few people that was kind of satisfied with the ending of Episode 2. I wouldn't certainly say no to seeing the story of Half-Life continue, but hey, at least at the end of Episode 2, they did save Earth. And they finally closed the rift.
Can anyone hear me? We're on our way. Thank you. Over and out.
Oh boy. Now, this part is probably one of the toughest parts in Coldstream, and also one of the coolest parts. You have to run down, well, the Coldstream to the very end of it, and it is a basically an endless crescendo event all the way down. I know a lot of people, like I said, hate this part, but I think it's one of the more impressive parts of this map. Although I would imagine that this would be an absolute pain to go through in tougher difficulties. Anyway, there's lots of fun custom maps for Left 4 Dead 2. I actually have installed quite a few of them. I would probably install more, but I'm constantly kind of worried about the mods possibly breaking the game in some way, or changing certain values beyond outside of what its own mod is supposed to do for its own map. But the maps I do have, I think, are some of the best ones. Oh, another pipe bomb. Get to the chopper!
And let's go.
Yeah, the hunt. Yeah, hunters are really bad about getting on me and other people. I think the jockeys are the worst though, because they're so small and so hard to hit. Whoa! I didn't even see that tank. Now, I think in an earlier version of this map before Valve reworked it, you actually had to run through that forest fire that's in the backdrop there. Oh, like I said, I already have some mod maps already installed. Earlier this year, I played through a whole bunch of mod maps. Of course, I didn't stream it, but I did play them. In fact, if you like, I could probably play one of them right now, if you want. Alright, let's see. Which one do I want to do? Let's do Lost Coast. That's a short one. And as the title would suggest, this is actually based off the Half-Life 2 DLC, The Lost Coast. All right. No beachgoers on this beach. No swimmers either. As you can see, this is indeed the Lost Coast from Half-Life 2. But it's been Left 4 Deadified. The lighting's different, you can't see the other coastline. And there's certainly lots of zombies everywhere. This is definitely would be a bad place to be if there's any jockeys or hunters around. There's actually a lot of like Half-Life maps that have been ported to Left 4 Dead 2. Including some from the Black Mesa remake as well. I only just, like I said, I've tried to be kind of conservative on what custom maps I get. So I didn't get all of them, but I did get a few. And maybe I'll show another one after this one. But yeah, you know, Half-Life is, of course, like I said, one of my favorite franchises, and so, of course, I really wanted to see what it'd be like with, you know, the Left 4 Dead 2 gameplay. Yes, they do. Yeah, Half-Life maps do work pretty well for Left 4 Dead gameplay. Of course, I think it'd be fun if somebody like ported in like the gravity gun into Left 4 Dead 2. That would be fun to use. Just bash zombies with gravity physics. Of course, like I said, I didn't want to. There might be a mod like that out there somewhere. Of course, I didn't really want to like fiddle around with like weapon mods and things like that. I just wanted to stick with like custom maps because I'm pretty happy with like vanilla Left 4 Dead gameplay and guns.
Reloading.
Oh boy. Oh dang. I wonder how many people actually know that there's actually a crouch function in Left 4 Dead 2. Now, where did you get the AK, Nick? Well, that's a close call. All right. Ah, there it is. Oh. Oh. Where did he sneak up on us from? Oh, ow, 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 ow. And that's the Lost Coast. Okay, I might have time for one more custom map. It'll have to be a short one, because I do have to go to work soon. Let's see. How about this one? It's the Counter-Strike Office map. CS Office. As you can see, the modder did quite a bit of work on Left 4 Deadifying CS Office. Coach, don't walk in front of my bullets. So, no real frame drops or anything on you guys' ends. I don't really feel any frame drops playing it. So, yeah, it seems to be running pretty well. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys can think of that we should be testing for? I mean, audio seems fine. Frame rate seems fine. Of course, like I said, I'm playing on full screen, so I can't really see chat too well, but that's something else I can figure out on my own time. Or, I mean, I do have a second computer over here that I can kind of turn my head and look at, but yeah, I can't think of too much else. The text box for chat, that's not too big, is it? Or should I shrink it down a little bit? It doesn't obscure too much of the gameplay, does it? Is there anything else that we should be checking on? Or anything else I need to make adjustments on? Okay, cool. I don't know if I'm going to like show my face on these streams. I might just leave it voice only. I know that, you know, like Jetter and other people, they have like a webcam set up so people can see their faces. That might be something I might do in the future, but I think I'll be happy sticking with voice, and as long as you guys don't mind too. Okay, well, let's try to speed run through CS Office before I have to go to work, and then we'll call it a good stream. Then afterwards, I might try to, I don't know, fiddle around with like elements and notifications and stuff, and maybe set up a donation platform of some kind, and then we'll be in business. Then I'll start scheduling times on when I start doing streams. Might do, I don't know, maybe 2 a month. Maybe more if it starts turning out to be kind of a thing.
Jockey around.
Don't know how long I'll do my streams. It might depend on the game and how vested I am in it. But I'm thinking I might do like 5-hour streams. That way, you know, it's not like, woohoo, I'll take this time. That way, you know, it's not like a forever stream where it's like hours and hours and hours and hours. Because, you know, I do need to go to bed at some point and do other things. But I think 5 hours is a good balance. It allows for a good amount of time for people to join and watch. Allows a good amount of time for progress. And of course, you know, might take a couple short breaks during that time just to stretch legs and stuff. So, question to chat. I know I kind of, you know, mentioned things that I might want to stream in the future, but is there anything specifically you guys might be interested in seeing me stream? No promises that I'll do it, but I'm just kind of curious what some of your guys' interests will be. I see you clipping through that door. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, video games is, of course, a passion of mine, and so I always end up learning quite a bit of interesting trivia here and there. I mean, probably a lot of stuff that a lot of people already know, but sometimes some more interesting or obscure trivia. Now, of course, you know, I'm only human, so it's always possible I might get some details wrong, but I think for the most part, I'm pretty well researched. Oh, uh-oh. No need to hang around, Nick. You know, if the zombies are coming in behind us, that machine gun's kind of useless. One thing that speaking of like dev trivia and stuff, one of the things I've been thinking about maybe doing a possible stream on. Of course, I don't know how interesting it would be, but I think it'd be kind of fun to just just spend a couple hours streaming, just going through the Half-Life 2 beta build, just loading up different maps, just kind of walking around, taking in the sights, and then load the next map after that. I mean, most of the maps are, of course, going to be empty, but the Half-Life 2 beta had a lot of really cool art direction that sadly didn't make it into the retail game. In fact, the Half-Life 2 beta is kind of going to be a big influence on how I'm going to depict Planet Macbeth for the Star Fox comic. Ugh. Ugh. Another thing that I think might be fun sometime is to maybe just have some group nights and stuff. It's like, what if I start streaming Jackbox not just on Twitch but also on YouTube as well, and have you guys be able to participate on it? Or what if I decide to host a Left 4 Dead multiplayer? If any of you guys have Left 4 Dead, I'd certainly be down to playing like co-op with you guys.
Hey, can somebody wait up? I gotta heal. Reloading. Oh yeah.
Anyway, any advice you guys might have for streaming, I'd be happy to hear about it, because streaming is kind of new territory for me. So I'll always be happy to hear whatever you guys have to say. Now, whether or not I'll follow through with that advice, that's another story, but it always helps me think hearing what other people have to say. Oh, the boulder nearly went out to the helicopter, too. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end stream here. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it.